Twitch was blackmailed. He was on Diddy tapes.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times.
I just wanted to say the past 11 days have been really tough for everyone. But to honor Twitch, I think the best thing that we can do is to laugh and hug each other and play games.
There are no credible reports or evidence supporting claims that Twitch was blackmailed or connected to Diddy in any way. If you're referring to a specific incident, could you clarify or provide more details? It's important to rely on verified sources for accurate information.
Blackmailed. He was on Diddy tapes. I ain't saying this is true. I'm just trying to see what they have to say. But we all know the connection with Ellen and Diddy. We all know that they were tight. He had been on her show many times. So nothing would surprise me. But
it sounds like you're referring to a rumor or viral story about Diddy and Twitch. However, there are no credible reports confirming such claims. If you'd like, I can help rephrase your text into a more structured and engaging paragraph while maintaining a neutral and informative tone. Let me know how you'd like to proceed.
Waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Ellen, we go so far back. You don't tell these people how far back we go.
I know, but I wear t-shirts. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right, let's.
I mean,
you hold that.
Okay.
All right.
I think there's a take two if the joke didn't work.
No, it's okay.
I don't want no problems.
No, it's okay.
The music industry came to a standstill when shocking rumors about Diddy began to surface. Imagine the powerful mogul, usually cool and composed, suddenly looking shaken, perspiring as if the weight of a dark secret was pressing down on him. At first, it seemed like just another round of industry whispers. After all, Hollywood thrives on drama. But this time, the rumors were wilder than Cardi B's boldest fashion choices. Talks of blackmail, secret videos, and Diddy's alleged involvement in something scandalous sent shockwaves through the industry. And here's where things take an unexpected turn. Diddy allegedly attempted to blackmail none other than Twitch. Yes, you heard that right. The same Twitch we all adored from The Ellen Show, the one with the infectious energy and million-dollar smile. Apparently, Diddy believed he had dirt on Twitch so valuable it outweighed all the treasures in his mansion. If you've been paying attention, Diddy's recent behavior has been raising eyebrows. He's been canceling appearances, avoiding interviews, and constantly looking over his shoulder like he's starring in a spy thriller. Remember that moment at the BET Awards when he showed up looking like he'd seen a ghost? Now we might know why. His alleged blackmail scheme was on the verge of exploding. But here's the burning question. What could Twitch possibly know that had Diddy so terrified? Twitch has always been the golden boy of dance, spreading joy faster than a viral TikTok challenge. Could he be holding onto a secret darker than Diddy's signature sunglasses collection?
Like when he passed away, that immediately was coming out. They were already saying that Ellen had something. That's what they were saying that came out. Not too much of Diddy, but Ellen. So again, take these videos with a grain of salt, but I ain't gonna be boo-boo the fool to think that this stuff can't exist.
That's a yeah. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party though.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them. What time do you stay up till?
I stay up till like maybe 6 in the morning. I'm back up at like 10:30, 11.
6 in the morning? What do you do every night till 6 in the morning? You don't go to clubs every night.
No, I make love a lot.
That's
Ellen,
my favorite answer ever.
I told you when I came on the show I was going to be completely honest and expose myself to the world.
Now, let's talk about the video that has everyone in stitches. At first, it seems innocent enough. Diddy is in his home studio, seemingly ready to drop the hottest track of 2023. But then, things take a bizarre turn. As if backed into a corner, he suddenly starts talking about Twitch, giving off serious I know what you did last summer vibes. His cocky, convinced he's orchestrating the biggest Hollywood scandal in recent history. But here's where it gets messy. In his arrogance, Diddy slips up, mentioning dates, locations, and details that only someone deeply entangled in the situation would know. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, impossible to look away. And the worst part? Diddy thought he was playing a game of chess, but he didn't realize he was about to checkmate himself. The eerie part of this whole saga? The video doesn't even show Diddy, yet his presence is undeniable. It's as if he's speaking to a ghost, threatening someone who isn't even there. And let me tell you, the look in his eyes isn't the confident swagger we're used to. This is a man who knows his empire is on the verge of crumbling, faster than a sandcastle in a hurricane. So, there you have it. But don't get too comfortable, because this story has more twists than a pretzel factory. Trust me when I say the next chapter in this scandal will have you clutching your pearls and calling your mother. If you thought this was juicy, honey, you haven't seen anything yet.
They were trying to, a lot of people were trying to ask, like, is there a time limit on when you're supposed to move on? Because Allison, you know, is his wife. She's dating someone right now. So a lot of people are saying they think it's too soon. People are saying let her live her life. That's completely up to her. If she feels like she's ready to move on, but I know for me, it would be extremely hard to like open myself up to someone again, being that I've been with my wife for so long. It'd be tough. But it's like you hope these things are true, man, because it gets really, really.
Remember when I said we were only scratching the surface? Well, grab some popcorn and settle in, because we're about to spill some scorching hot tea about Twitch. Tea so shocking, it'll make you question what other skeletons might be lurking in the daytime TV closet. We all knew Twitch as the most beloved dancer on television. From lighting up the stage on So You Think You Can Dance to becoming a household favorite on The Ellen Show, he was the man with the $1 million smile and moves smoother than butter on a hot biscuit. With his wife, Alison Hoker, by his side, he won over audiences everywhere, not just as a dancer but as the perfect husband and family man. Twitch was the kind of guy who could make your grandma want to break into a two-step, a walking ray of sunshine spreading joy faster than gossip at a hair salon. But behind that megawatt smile, a storm was brewing, one that nobody saw coming. Word on the street is that Twitch was sitting on a secret so massive, it could shake Hollywood to its core. We're talking about the kind of revelation that could make even the iconic Hollywood sign tremble. And guess who was after that explosive information? None other than Diddy himself. Now, I can't say for sure what Twitch knew, but let me just hint at this: Diddy was desperate to keep it under wraps. Whatever it was, it had the power to leave even the most unshakable publicists in LA clutching their pearls and dropping their phones in pure shock.
Money. They saw what he did to Cassie. With the kicking, the punching. They saw what they did to Cassie. They know did nobody in America like that. So now, these people are represented by a brand. Whether it's some about the music, clothing, movies, they not gonna come out and speak on nothing that has anything to do with them, and they praying that they not on the tape doing crazy stuff, being oiled up in the whole 9 yards. They praying. So until the feds say, hey, yo, listen here. We got you on, hey buddy, we got you on this tape, and girl looked like she was pretty young. We're not gonna show it, but we need you to come and testify against Brother Love, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, you know, Sean Combs. That's when they're gonna start talking. And they're not gonna be talking in his favor. When the feds come to them and show them what they got on tape, because if he had 250 tapes all over, 250 cameras all over the house, somebody got caught stealing a cookie out the cookie jar. It could be your favorite pastor. It could be your favorite politician. But they didn't think they was being watched. And Brother Love was watching.
Yeah, I mean, TD Jakes, he hadn't even came out and said anything. And him and Diddy was real cool.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, man. And I know the people in the congregation over there is shaking in their boots because this man didn't led them probably, allegedly, probably led them to damnation because those people's hearts are going to be broken if that man is seen on those tapes doing anything. Because people always put their faith in the pastor instead of putting their faith in God. And what they need to do is understand that he's just a man. And he has a history. It's not looking too good for him.
So you feel like celebs are worried that they might be on tape?
Oh, they know. That's why they ain't speaking up or saying nothing. Yeah, I was at the Diddy party, but I know I ain't do nothing. When you don't know somebody's taping you, when you don't know that somebody is videoing you in some kind of form or fashion, you got that alcohol, you got the drugs in you, they're a little loose, bruh. They let down all their inhibitions. The music is pumping. He said it himself. He got it so hot in there that you gotta take your clothes off. He said that himself, bruh. So a lot of them, like what he said? I think a lot of them was being swallowed. Have you ever been swallowed? They tell off on themselves all the time, man. You just gotta listen.
But why do you think Diddy had all them hidden cameras?
Bro, when you that powerful, you didn't get that powerful without having 1 or 2 or maybe 3 ups on somebody. Diddy always been the type of individual that wanted to have ups on the next person no matter what they was doing. Like, he always played artists against each other. He did it to Big, he did it to Craig Mack. You understand? I said before, he did the stuff to Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying? So had the ups on Ja Rule so he could go after Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? So he always played those kind of up games on people. So to have those cameras and know what he was doing is gonna give him the ups on everybody who came to that party. Even your favorite basketball player. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. We know who said that. He may be one of the person got caught up in the Diddy party.
LeBron said that, but yeah, you might be right. You know, it sounds like he had all them hidden cameras to use it against people.
I think that was said in the indictment, right? That was said in the indictment. You know, somebody, I think Dawn may have said that. I don't know for sure. And correct me if I'm wrong. He would, even if you didn't want to do something, he would tell an individual, "Well, I got you on tape doing it before." And the person would feel pressured in having to do something or come and do something at the party or be at the party because he already had him on tape right then and there. But what you think when you do it the second time? He's still gonna have you on tape. Those tapes is the one that's killing because people don't understand this. Little Rod, he's taping for Diddy in some occasions. When he wrote his indictment up, when he wrote his when his lawyer wrote up his briefs and submitted it, he must have had some kind of, he must have been a prosecutor somewhere or something like that, because he wrote it up like it was an indictment. You understand? Saying all the stuff that had happened. Then, people don't understand this. After he wrote it up and he had the tapes and everything, they sent that to the feds. The feds opened up a case on that. Everybody think it's happened. Oh, the feds looked at Cassie getting beaten, and then they just opened up a case. Nah. I think it was more so Lil Rob and them sending the feds that information. They put in a civil suit, then sent the other stuff over to the feds, and it read like an indictment. So they had to look at it because they see some crimes that was committed in that. And lo and behold, they do a raid on the house. So, to get back to your question, all the footage and everything that they have is going to either help, it's going to help them get some more people or get enough people just to hang Diddy.
This isn't your typical celebrity drama. Chilly. If what's being whispered in the streets turns out to be true, it could shake the industry faster than a quick change on Dancing with the Stars. We're talking about a revelation so explosive, it wouldn't just impact Twitch's career, it could send shockwaves through all of Hollywood. Now, you might be wondering, why would Diddy risk everything for this? Well, in Hollywood, information is power. If Diddy believed he had the ultimate trump card, he probably thought he could write his own ticket. Maybe he was trying to gain control over more than just the music scene, or perhaps he feared that this secret, whatever it was, could come back to haunt him just as much. But here's where things take a real turn. When Twitch allegedly caught wind of Diddy's little blackmail scheme, he didn't just roll over like a scared puppy. Sources close to Twitch claim he wasn't about to let Diddy treat him like a puppet on national television. Instead, he stood his ground faster than you could count 5, 6, 7, 8. And according to rumors, Twitch delivered a clapback so fierce it left Diddy stunned. We're talking about the kind of response that makes you want to get up and give a slow, dramatic standing ovation. Diddy clearly underestimated who he was dealing with. Because when the heat turned up, Twitch didn't just dance, he set the whole damn stage on fire. Allegedly, he told Diddy exactly where to shove his threats, making it clear that no one, not even the king of bad boy records, was going to push him around.
He's basically trying to silence us all, saying, no more lawyers or victims can speak forward. Is this legal? Is this actually something that could happen?
Well, I don't think it's going to work. What he's ultimately saying is that he has a right to a fair trial, which would include an impartial jury. And by the time this thing goes to trial next year, will they be able to find anyone to serve on that jury who does not already have formed opinions negatively about Diddy based on all this press coverage? So that's what he's arguing, and he's saying, hey, this needs to stop so that jurors can come in who don't already have preconceived notions of his guilt. The problem is that these statements are not being made by the prosecutor. The court certainly has authority over the parties and their lawyers to tell them to stop speaking or limit their speech, more accurately, leading up to a trial if it would result in an unfair trial occurring. But here, this letter that Diddy's lawyers are filing are directed towards the media, which there is no way that a U.S. court can tell the media not to report on something. There's maybe one national security exception that's been recognized many, many years ago, and even that's in question. So you can't tell the media stop reporting. That's the silliness that if that's what they're seeking.
Have you ever witnessed a scandal so sensational that it makes the OJ trial look like a minor traffic ticket? Buckle up, because what's about to unfold in Hollywood is making the Met Gala look like a quiet church picnic. Word on the street is that this leak is about to rock the industry, and trust me, no one is coming out of this clean. Picture this. It's just another Tuesday in Tinseltown, where celebrities are sipping their overpriced green juices, blissfully unaware that their world is about to implode. Then, boom, a video drops on social media faster than you can say viral. And just like that, Everyone and their mama is glued to their screens, watching Diddy squirm like a worm on a hook. Now, I won't spill all the details just yet, but let's just say this footage makes the Real Housewives look like a kindergarten scuffle. Servers were overheating, and you could almost hear the collective gasp from LA to Brooklyn. Diddy's name was suddenly on everyone's lips, more than at a Coachella beach party, and judging by his expression, he looked like he had just seen a ghost. The tension in that video? So thick, you could cut it with a knife and serve it on a silver platter. While Twitch squad scrambled to contain the flames, Diddy was out here claiming it was all just a huge mistake. But honey, the fans weren't buying it. They were more divided than a pizza at a Super Bowl party. And this is where things got really spicy. Celebrities started picking sides faster than you could say cancel culture. Cryptic Instagram posts, shady tweets, and sudden I don't know him energy had Hollywood looking like a high school cafeteria drama, just with way more expensive shoes.
The other people who have identified themselves as victims and have sued are not necessarily even part of the indictment. We're not clear on that because the indictment does not name the victims, and we've seen all these people that have come up with the Busby lawsuits, and we're not sure that any of the people who are suing and whose lawyers are making statements in the press or even named or will be victims in the criminal case. So, the fact that there's a lot of people out there saying things could be just the result of the fact that he harmed a lot of people, and he just needs to be accountable for that, and he really can't stop them from speaking.
So it's interesting because as we go through these letters and exhibits, they really have been trying everything, but they make a point as a section of this Daily Beast article that is interesting because this lawyer, Ariel, is saying her research says that the baby oil could be used as a conduit for the GHB, etc. Now, there previously had been a back and forth between the feds and Diddy's legal team saying you guys can't actually keep talking to the press. They were trying to claim that the feds were racist was one claim, right? They were both going back, sort of sharing examples that neither of them should be talking, and the judge said, you're correct, just stop talking. Does that include all these lawyers of all these other extra suits, or this is just the Fed case? Like, does this not fall into the same sort of problem that the feds faced when Diddy's lawyers presented it in court, and that, yeah, these lawyers should stop trying to trial it in the public. They need to wait till the case happens. How does that work?
So there's two parties to the criminal case. It's the United States of America versus, Sean Combs. Those are the two parties, and each party is represented by counsel. So the federal court has authority over, the U.S. government and its counsel, and over Sean Combs and his counsel, to saying, hey, here's some restrictions on pretrial statements to the media. So that's possible. But here, the statements that he's complaining about in this letter, or his attorney's complaining about in the letter, are not statements by the government. These are statements by Attorney Busby, who's a civil attorney who is in no way connected to the government. He's just a lawyer who's been hired by people to sue. And then the clients of Busby, and then the other lawyers and clients that are out there making civil claims. Those people are not parties to the criminal case. And like I said earlier, it's not even clear that the people who are suing in civil court, meaning for damages against Sean Combs, are even going to be named victims, witnesses in the criminal case. Now, it would make a lot of sense that the government would reach out to these other folks. I'm sure that's happened. Saying, hey, you're identifying yourself as a victim and you're suing Sean Combs. Do you want to cooperate with us? What do you know? And they may end up being part of the criminal trial, but we don't know that at this point. And the court really doesn't have much authority over these other people because they're not parties and not counsel.
Everyone, and their grandmother, had a theory about who leaked the video. Was it a scorned ex-boyfriend? A disgruntled employee with a bone to pick? Or was it an inside job? Some believed Twitch himself might have flipped the script, exposing Diddy like a true mastermind. Others speculated that someone from Diddy's own inner circle had finally had enough of his antics and was ready to watch it all burn. We're talking about reputations built over decades crumbling faster than a sandcastle in a tsunami, honey. Careers were hanging by a thread, thinner than a supermodel's patience at an all-you-can-eat buffet. And the Hollywood blacklist? After this, it might as well be a VIP guest list. But hold on to your wigs, because the real twist is about to drop, The kind that will leave you gasping louder than when lemonade first hit the scene. Just when everyone thought they had it all figured out, a new theory emerged. Some tech-savvy skeptics began questioning the video's authenticity, suggesting that parts of it might have been artificially generated by AI. Can you believe it? We now live in a world where we can't even trust our own eyes. You might be thinking, surely, this is where the story ends. But, oh no, honey, you couldn't be more mistaken. Because just when you think you've heard it all, another bombshell is already in the works. And let me tell you, what's coming next. It's so shocking, so unexpected, that everything we've discussed so far will seem like child's play.
And it's odd because his lawyer has been out there justifying the oil at Costco and doing all this stuff. So, like, which is it, right? You can't have it both ways. You can't be out there defending in the press and putting your own stuff, or can you? How does that work? If everyone's allowed to sort of say what they want, is he allowed to? Is that the best move moving forward? What would you advise, I guess, to his team? Is this a smart move, or does this make it look like he's silencing us all, which to me isn't a good look?
Yeah, I mean, there's rules on pretrial publicity by lawyers in the United States, and we have to remember, federal government did a press conference. Southern District in New York prosecutor came out and made a press conference. We all watched that, and it was powerful and specific. And so the government's doing this too. The thing is that really what these publicity rules do allow for is to saying, hey, if you were a witness, please come forward, help the government. Or Combs' attorney can say, if you're a witness, please come forward and cooperate with us in our defense. So that's an appropriate use of pretrial publicity, is to get that, other people out there to cooperate. Again, they do have to be very careful in the type of statements that they're making. The baby oil, buying it in bulk from Costco, is just silliness. Again, the federal court can clamp down on these lawyers that are involved for Combs and the U.S. government. But here, this letter is attacked, towards the news media, which there's zero authority to do anything about, and other people who just happen to have claims against him who are not, at this point, named necessarily as victims in the criminal case. So again, it just seems like he is getting pummeled. He's got an avalanche of negative information against him, and he's trying to kind of basically unbury himself. But I don't think this is going to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting because this Damien guy, the agent, has responded. The defendant, citing no authority, have been listed that such an order bind any local and federal law enforcement agents assisting any aspect of investigation or any related grand jury proceedings, including but not limited to the Department of Homeland. The proposal was plainly overbroad, as it would require the government to be held accountable. Potentially thousands of agents in an independent law enforcement agency over whom the government has no authority or oversight. The Homeland Security employs over 200,000 individuals, as it states here. It basically just says this order would be impossible to enforce. Do you agree with this? Is this a silly thing? How do you think this is going to net out?
Yeah, I think it is silly. We kind of understand that there's a lot of high-profile cases. We cover these all the time, and they are able to find jurors. Look at Depp Heard. They found, some people might say, oh, that was a bad example, but we have high-profile cases all the time, intense media coverage, and they find jurors who say that they either don't know anything about the case, because they just don't follow the news, or if they've heard things, are able to set that aside and follow the judge's instructions and base their verdict on the evidence that's presented. At least they're going to swear, hey, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So even me, like I say, you and I have heard all this stuff. It's like, okay, I could serve on the jury. It's like, because I don't believe what people say, just because they say it. It's like I would be able to serve on the jury because I would listen to the evidence.
Yeah.
So even me that's heavily involved in following this, it's like, okay, the guy sounds guilty, but I would be willing to have an open mind and listen to the evidence and make a verdict.
Yeah, it is
so
all about
I
the
don't
due
think
process.
this threatens his ability to get a fair trial.
Remember when I said Hollywood drama never sleeps? Well, honey, it just woke up and chose violence. The morning after that bombshell video dropped, Tinseltown looked like a full-blown battlefield. Celebrities scattering like roaches the second the lights flicked on. But let's be real, they weren't just running from the drama. They were desperately trying to disassociate themselves from Diddy, Twitch, or maybe even their own skeletons. And here's where it gets juicy, girl. The day after, Hollywood felt like a glitter tornado had ripped through a red carpet event. Publicists' phones were ringing off the hook, agents were stress-eating caviar, and celebrities were changing their numbers faster than Taylor Swift switches boyfriends. The panic was so real, you could smell it in the air, right along with the fake smiles and PR damage control. All those A-listers who once called Diddy their ride or die? Poof. Suddenly, they've developed amnesia. It's like he was deleted from their Instagram feeds overnight. And let's not forget the shade. Some of these same people are side-eyeing Diddy like he's carrying the plague. The energy? Very much, I don't know her. And honestly, it's delicious. Now, let's talk about Diddy for a moment. The man who once dominated the industry is watching his empire shake harder than a Jenga tower in an earthquake. We're talking about cancelled deals, pulled endorsements, and a fan base vanishing faster than my patience at the DMV. If Diddy doesn't pull off something extraordinary, he might be trading in his bad boy title for bye boy. And as for Twitch, he may have dodged a bullet, but he's not exactly dancing in the streets. The tweets are saying that some of his gigs are on thin ice. Because, let's be real, being linked to the scandal of the century isn't exactly great for your brand. Even if you're the victim, guilt by association is very much a thing in Hollywood.
Ellen was being canceled. People were looking at him saying, why are you supporting this woman? And I think that is just a lot of pressure. Human beings are not designed to handle that much pressure. And when I was talking about my experience, his face was like, I know. And he was just like, it's a lot.
Like I said, when you have people that are close to these people and they say things, it's like, come on, man. You know, because we're on the outside looking in. And a lot of these people, you don't know what kind of conversations they be having and all that. So a lot of these people know a lot. You know, these people that are close to them, they vent to them because they trust that they're not going to say anything. So it's like, it's a lot, man.
This scandal isn't just shaking up a few careers. Honey, it has the potential to upend an entire industry. We're talking about dragging Hollywood's shadowy side into the light, exposing the lies, secrets, and shady deals that have been swept under the rug for years. And let me tell you, it looks like someone just took a giant broom to the mess, and phew, the cobwebs are everywhere. But here's where things get even more interesting. This scandal might have some unintended consequences. Word on the street is that some other big-name celebrities are panicking right now. And why? Because Diddy's little black book is packed tighter than a designer sample sale, and if anything from those pages sees the light of day, we're going to need extra popcorn. Right now, both sides are scrambling for damage control. Twitch's camp is keeping it classy, acknowledging the rumors but insisting they are letting the facts speak for themselves. Meanwhile, Diddy's team is in full crisis mode, releasing a statement calling the accusations completely false and claiming this is all part of a coordinated smear campaign. But honey, this situation is messier than a toddler eating spaghetti, and we all know how these things go. Just when you think it's over, the real drama begins. Because in this game, nothing ends when you think it does. This story has more twists than a pretzel factory, and we're only just getting started. The real question is, who will still be standing when the dust settles? Because in Hollywood, you never know who's brewing the next pot of tea. And today's scalding hot scandal? It could be nothing but lukewarm water by tomorrow.
You may have heard this summer there were allegations of a toxic work environment at our show. And then there was an investigation. I learned that things happened here that never should have happened. I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry to the people who were affected. I know that I'm in a privilege and power, and I realize that with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show. This is the Ellen DeGeneres Show. I am Ellen DeGeneres. My name is there. My name is on underwear. We have had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks about the show, our workplace, and what we want for the future. We have made the necessary changes, and today we are starting a new chapter.
Just haven't seen the show up.
No, well, there. Is it on the East Coast? Yes. Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early? I could make that. But I think of you starting a party like midnight. Like what Tom Malik
That's a different type of party.
Again, just trying to inform myself. I ain't saying this stuff is true. I'm just saying it's not going to shock me if it is. I could honestly see that in the case. Like I said, just because of the strong connection between Ellen and Diddy. You know, I mean, we're talking about Hollywood here. I said it's all connected. You know. I do feel. I mean, when you see Twitch, and I went to Ellen a couple of times, and you know, this was before, of course, I knew everything that was going on. But they do seem real tight. They do. And to me, it's like it's hard for me to believe that you can be so close to someone and not know what's going on behind the scenes. And if you do know what's going on, especially with all these dark allegations, the first thing you would want to do is separate yourself from that person. And the fact that you know they were still tight, close, just made you wonder. You know, like the fact that she knows, saying that she ain't been to a party, but she know about the party.
What if neither Diddy nor Twitch are the real villains here? My crystal ball is telling me we're in for a plot twist so wild, it'll make your head spin faster than a breakdancer at full speed. Because let's be real, who's actually pulling the strings? Let's end this tea party with a bang, honey. Word on the street is that the Diddy Twitch drama is just the tip of the iceberg. The real power player? The one orchestrating this entire mess? They are still lurking in the shadows, pulling strings like a puppet master on steroids. This saga is far from over, so keep your eyes open and your ears to the ground, because there might be an even bigger fish swimming in these murky Hollywood waters, one we haven't even seen yet. And trust me, the next shocking revelation? It's never far away. This tea is about to get even hotter. Stay tuned, lovers.